Welcome back to Pctv.
An autumn racing carnival special edition of Pctv.
Cheers, Jason.
Good to see you again, Luna.
The Pom from pumpclub.com is feeling strong and got some cracking bets for you today.
We did namesake racing again, that he failed to get on when it took out the Melbourne Cup. So carry on.
Well, let's start with a bit of rugby league. Season kicks off this evening. The value bet is with the Bulldogs, who are paying $2.05 against North Queensland, who are paying $1.80. W money, get on the Bulldogs.
Except it's the Souths and Roosters today.
Well, the value bet around.
I'll bet you around, okay.
South Roosters,
Yeah.
I'd still sort of lump on a bit of a multi here. Get on the Souths, they're favourites against the Roosters, who obviously play this evening. Multi that up with Newcastle over the Tigers. Newcastle paying $1.51, Tigers $2.60. And then finally get involved on Melbourne, who will absolutely destroy St George. They're paying even like $1.20. Ultimately,
Still good money.
$3.14, Newcastle, Melbourne, South.
And Sonny Bill Williams makes his return to rugby league tonight for the Roosters. And apparently, even though he's torn his pectoral muscle off his chest, the Channel 9 people are still making him sit on the bench so they can say he did make his debut on the blockbuster opening.
Just illustrates how much of a wanker he is, really.
Yeah. I didn't say that.
Bit of racing.
I didn't say that.
Bit of racing.
Bit of racing. So, huge weekend of racing in Melbourne, and before the Autumn Carnival proper moves up to Sydney, we've got the race 4, the Blamey Stakes at Flemington on the undercard to what is a big double-header Group 1 clash with the Newmarket Handicap that Black Caviar pulled out of, like Bad Contraception, and the Race 7 Australian Cup, which has got some headline acts. Starting quickly with the Blamey. Look, the favourites splitting between Callanish and Wall Street at 4s. I'm not sure either of those will do it. Puissance de Lune, which I think in French is Pussy of the Moon, is that not
Along
right?
those
That'd
lines,
be
but not
shat.
quite. Let's just call it Pussy
Shat,
of the
Pussy
Moon.
of the Moon. Pussy of the Moon's at 6s. But my money, well, we picked up a heap of Budgerigars a couple of weeks ago off a hot tip from a good South Australian horse that picked up a big win in Melbourne. My lucky day's at 7s. I'm going to go with my lucky day from Budgerigars, and I think Budgerigars has been set for this race. That's race 4. Moving on to race 6, the Lexus Newmarket. In the absence of Black Caviar, it's a pretty wide open race, although Moment of Change is the shortish favourite at $2.80. WA Raider Barracky is over, having won everything there is to win in Perth, and he's paying $4.80. And I reckon $4.80, I reckon there's going to be a chance. I don't know if it's any difference. I mean, if he's going to be troubled by time zones or anything like that, or the fact that they speak a bit differently out there than here. But I reckon Barracky is a star horse. Hasn't properly been tested East Coast, and he's a chance at $4.85 and $5.
I quite like a bit of Hortensia each way. Hortensia's playing 12s. Love my each
I think it's actually paying 14s, 370
14's
for
gone
those.
out.
Yeah, it's gone out a bit. So Hortensia's a good each way, longer bet, because that was the one I took to the UK and was doing superlatives over there and just hasn't been tested back home for a while. So actually, I'm almost going to make that our bet of the week, man.
Do it. Do it.
And now moving on to race 7, the Australian Cup. Melbourne Cup winner Green Moon is the shorter favourite at $3.60, just out to $4 at last check. $4.80 is Mr. Moet. But a couple of, not really roughies I suppose, but mid-range. Glass Harmonium did really well last year. He's paying 11s. The horse I like, though, I will probably stick some money on, his number, paying $9, is Mawingo. So there's your selections on the racing for the day. Adelaide Cup's the only other thing we should touch on back in our home state. It's just got a new brand. I don't know if anyone's seen it or if it even made the news, but
Good burp, though.
it was a good
Good
it
burp.
smelled a little bit,
Good
didn't
burp.
it? And so the Adelaide Cup on Monday, feature event, 3,200 metres, Group 2. Favourite is Tuscan Fire at 4s, 440. Kaczynski is coming up next at 550. I like Norski each way at 14s and 425. So there's your selections for the Adelaide Cup. Get on, there's so much punting to be had this weekend with racing.
Absolutely.
Hope you do your Punters Club proud.
We're going to skim over cricket because Jason doesn't really want to talk about it.
We've been-
Your great bad performance in India.
We've been laying the Australian cricket team the whole tour in India. We just didn't think they were ever going to put up a show, and I think in every newsletter we put out we've said don't care how tasty they are at $4 or whatever, they won't win. So I don't think that's going to change this test.
Interesting enough, the Aussies, you guys have gone out to $4.50 for the Ashes, which obviously you won't win, but certainly there's a bit of value going in there. So
We're at $4.50 for the Ashes.
$4.50. We're in the Poms are $1.45. Really,
That's a value bet. I think we can take out England with our eyes closed, but India on those Roland Garros clay courts might be an entirely different story. So load up on $4.50 for the Ashes. Lay us whatever you do in India.
Absolutely. There's obviously the Super 15 season has kicked off. Very, very quick multi. The value bet of the round is the Rebels, who are playing the Reds. Rebels have started to find some consistency. They're at $3.70 against a red side that really hasn't sort of gone into second gear yet. My multi is the Brumbies over the Tars. The Blues, who are absolutely the form side of the competition at the moment. They're paying $10 at the moment for the whole Super Rugby Cup. Into the Stormers, who are $1.76.
How are the Waratahs going to go with Izzy Folau?
He's a good player.
Has he shown some promise?
There's absolute promise, and you guys are talking about for the Lions tour, which was happening in July. Good side, the Waratahs.
Premature ejaculation. We're talking about the Lions
It's
tour. Or
a lot of it. You guys love premature ejaculation. Izzy, great player.
Sorry, Sarah.
Caused some damage. I just don't think at the moment they're quite disjointed. The Tars, Brumbies are the Australian team of the comp at the moment. So yeah, for me the Brumbies absolutely will take down the Tars this weekend.
It's curious that anything good can come out of Canberra.
There we go. Anyway,
Sorry, goodbye.
bit of soccer. Central Coast Mariners and now Western Sydney, who were at 14s when we predicted them to be definitely a dark horse. They're both at $2.85 to take out the A-League.
They've just topped the table, haven't they?
Well, yeah, ridiculous. And then Melbourne $4.25 with Adelaide and Brisbane both outside shots at 13s. Finally, check out punkclub.com's Facebook page for our post your great sporting picture.
Any sporting picture, preferably not with X-rated content, but or at least send that straight to us.
That would be good.
But yeah, you can win $1,000. Put simply, funniest picture with the most votes, whether it's funny, heroic, inspirational, whatever it is.
Post-ejaculative. Put it on there, and you can win $1,000.
It's that easy. Good night. Carry on.
Away we go.